I always give credit to this platform in India, which is called 100 Monologues, 100 Weeks. Very first thing I would like to say, never ever pay to an agent. And if the director finds that you are relevant for the character, then they will say, we would like to invite Ashwini for this character. This is the self-tape. How do I handle the rejections? It's not me who has paid. It's the director's vision for that particular character. If I don't fit in there, I don't fit in there. When it comes to being an actor, the key is observe. Theater is something which actually attracts me a lot. First of all, it's unconventional. You're going to play with your emotions. You're going to devote your time. You don't even know when you're going to get your first chance. You have to be resilient. The resilience has to be there, the discipline. But the patience plays a major, major key.
Enjoy your process, because it's in the process that you learn everything. And if you've done your best in the process, the outcome has to be good. And even if it is not good, you learn so much from it.
One of the major things which makes me enjoy a lot is anchoring. So I anchor a lot. My 20-year-old, I would tell her, don't bother about people and don't wait for validation from others. Over the time, I've learned that does it really matter that who's going to tell me like what I am? I have to believe in myself.
In part one with Ashwini, we explored her journey into radio and discovered how she found her voice behind the microphone. In this episode with her, we will go a step further. From performing 100 monologues in 100 weeks to landing acting roles in films, theatre, commercials, and even walking the London Fashion Week runway, Ashwini shares how curiosity, resilience, and a willingness to start before feeling ready helped her build a career on her own terms. If you ever wondered what it really takes to become an actor, theatre artist, radio presenter, or media professional, this conversation offers a rare behind the scenes look. But before we begin, I have a small request. Please subscribe to this channel. The more this community grows, the more professionals from different walks of life will be willing to come and share their journeys and help us unblur the path for the next generation. Thank you, Ashwini. Our last session with you was so amazing, and I am looking forward to our conversation in continuation to our last discussion. I'm sure it's going to be equally interesting today.
Lakshmi, you're giving me the credit from so long. For the past episode, the interaction has been fabulous. And now with this next episode, again, it's going to be interactive. The way you have conducted the questions and the upcoming questions, I'm looking forward to. Please give credit to yourself. You're doing a fantastic job, fabulous job. And if you remember when we connected for the first time, I told you that I'll be interviewing you in one of the podcasts when I do that in future. So be ready. You will be on the opposite side.
Thank you so much, Ashwini. That would be wonderful. I love having conversation with you, whether on podcast or offline. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. So how did acting happen alongside?
Again, that's a fantastic story. I think I'm quite a good storyteller. I have so many stories in life, and one day I'll be standing on different platforms giving these stories, which I do. I do go to open mic and give the stories what I've been. So acting, again, it fascinated me a lot. So in 2020, when pandemic started, I left radio because me traveling to radio station, I'll go through trains and then I come back again. It's going to be risky for my family. I left radio at that time. But leaving something which you have been doing consistently for good 5-6 years, you go every day to studio and one fine day, it just stops. It's not there for you. And even if you take the decision or whatever the circumstances are, it hurts inside. And you just go blank. I don't know where I'm standing. It's all fog for me. I was crying and I was like, no, this is so incomplete of me. And then one day, one of my nieces, she posted a monologue on social media. And I was like, what is this all about? She said, there's a group in India which have started monologue for actors. I said, can I try? And she said, yes, why not? So I did that first monologue. I always knew that I have an actor in me, but I hesitated because I didn't find the right opportunity. Whenever I used to interview people on the other side of the mic, being a radio presenter, but that seat there, that you are getting interviewed by somebody, it's beautiful because you have a journey to tell people. And I was like, the actor there sitting there, being Ashwini, I can play so many other characters. That is really fascinating for me, right? All my emotions will be displayed through different characters. So there, the monologue journey started, and this platform called, I always give credit to this platform in India, which is called 100 Monologues, 100 Weeks. Every Monday, we were supposed to submit a monologue. I was struggling with monologues. Where do I find monologues? What are monologues? How do they do it? I didn't know anything. I'm not a trained actor, Lakshmi. I'm not a trained radio presenter. I'm not a trained anchor. I haven't taken training I didn't go to any school to get the training of whatever jobs I do today. So that research goes on. Those tears were there. That sweat of when you are standing with a mic in front of people. People think, oh, she's standing there, but I know what my heart beats are doing that time. They're actually, we don't even know. At times I feel my heart is going to jump out and say, lady, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Okay, come back again. It's here. You need to go back again. But all that started with this 100 monologues, 100 weeks. I started submitting monologues. It was a brilliant journey for me. The consistency, the resilience, what I saw, the discipline, what I saw in myself, I was like, wow. So I have this in me. That challenge of bringing in a monologue. So in season one, I was the only actor who did 100 monologues in 100 weeks. 2020, this journey started. And not last year, this year, this journey ended with season two. I was the only actor who did 100 monologues in 100 weeks. There were breaks in between of 3, 4 months because I just went blank completely. In season two, I started writing my own monologues. So I've written 100 monologues, I've performed 100 monologues, and these monologues gave me the confidence of facing the camera, understanding what acting means. And because of those monologue journey, people started noticing me. And I got my first opportunity as an actor for a commercial in 2021. So from 2021, my professional journey as an actor started.
Oh, wow.
And it just started with films and theater, commercials. So it's going on.
Okay. Oh, talk to us more about how did you land your first professional acting opportunity? Because this was the preparation. This was 100 monologues for 100 weeks. Was something that helped you unravel different emotions, act it out, how monologues can be spoken, That is one part of it. How did you professionally land your first acting opportunity?
So, Facebook, again, with social media, I always feel it's a blessing how you use it in life. For me, social media has been a big blessing always. I have been looking on different posts when people used to post for actors. So, 2021 was the first commercial I did in the end of 2021, but April 2021, I just forgot about it, how it started now that you reminded me. It started with Usha Mittal. She is a fantastic director. She is based in London and she has done some out of the boxes movies, and we have been to Cannes. So she was looking for a mom's role, and she said whatever age criteria she just posted there. And I said, this has been my monologue journey, and I would be happy to submit myself for that role. I went there at the set. I hardly had a couple of scenes there, but I was so happy to be on the set. The actor in me was fascinated by the lights going on, the chaos on the set going on, the different characters sitting there, meeting new people as actors. There, actually, the April 2021 onwards, that was my first project. It was a short film we did, and we were winners at Cannes LGBTQ. And I played a mother in that film. So there, the journey actually started from there. And that was my first project. So thanks to Usha, I always say this to Usha. And coming to our podcast, which we are doing now. So my first ever podcast I did was again with Usha Mittal, the director. And I keep on saying, Usha, you bring good luck to me. So she's like, see, your podcast journey starting with me. So I said, yes, you will be bringing good luck to me again. And here we are. There I landed my first role.
Okay. So tell me about the learnings or the first year experience of, you being an actor. How did you land your second job? How did you start networking to get more work? Or does it come your way automatically because some people know you already? How does it all work?
So all this journey being into media, I'll come to the main point. Before that, I need to talk about the emotions, what I went through as a person. All my friends at that age, they are doing so well. They're earning big packages. And I became a RJ at the age of 37. Till that time, I was searching what I want to do. I want to do something different. I used to talk to my elder sister, Amita, who lives in Pune. My younger sister is in USA, my brother, my parents, my husband, my family. Like, I want to do something different. And they're like, what is that different? I said, I don't know, but I don't want to do the conventional job. I said, what unconventional you think you're doing? You're already doing something unconventional, which is being an RJ. Now, what else? Where's the money? Those questions were always there. And I said, see, I believe in myself. I think with acting also it's going to happen. So I used to discuss this with my sisters a lot, my besties a lot. And they were like, see, if you're signing up for this, you know what you're going for. I said, yes, I know what I'm going for. I met on the set of first film, I met many other actors who connected me to some agents here. So I'm thankful to Ruchika Jain, and one of my co-actors. We have done many films together. So she connected me to one of the agents. What agents do, what agencies do, I wasn't aware, but she helped me. So Lakshmi, I believe if you're passionate about your work, you get angels in so many different phases. So somebody comes as a director, somebody comes as your co-actor. They connect you to the relevant people in life. And I always believe this, that I'm God's blessed child, the chosen one. I get the best of best people in my life right from my childhood. Okay, so I got connected to people, the agents, and then the how the apply for work. The agents told me, they educated me. We all are literate, but I particularly use this word educate, because you don't know how it works. So you need to educate yourself. So the agents also helped me to understand. And the very first Bollywood movie I did, then the second Bollywood movie I did, the journey started from there. And this is something I want to tell every viewer of this podcast, enjoy the process. I goofed up, initially when I did this film called Niyat, which is a Vidya Balan film. It's a thriller. I worked as a news anchor in that film. I have a couple of scenes. And because the director is a well-known face and Vidya Balan is my favorite, Shepali Shah is my favorite. So I'm like, wow, the director worked, especially with these two females, a lot. So let me impress the director. And to impress the director, looking for the end result, which wasn't even there, I goofed up on the set. I took many retakes. Because for me, it was, I have to impress the director. Though the retakes went well, things went well. But because of monologues, Lakshmi, I was in habit of not taking any retakes. The ego in me somewhere, it was like questioning me, what's happening here? What are you doing? Why do you want to actually impress that director? Why don't you concentrate on your job? That was very initial stage of my acting. I promised myself I will never try to impress anybody. Every actor goes through that. Trust me. Every actor has confessed this when we sit together, when we talk, they said, yes, we have done this. I understood my game in the very initial process. I don't have to impress people by my work, the end product, especially. The work is the process, how I go to set, how I behave with the people, right from the lightmen to the people in the kitchen, to the camera person, everybody, my behavior, my script, how particular I am. Do I learn my script? Do I understand my character?
Yeah.
All these things actually help me to become that actor which is needed on the set. But yes, this is definitely applicable in any field of your life, let it be any career. Please enjoy the process. Don't go for the end result. It has to be what it has to be, right? Aim for it, but don't just, I have to be successful. Even failures have their flavors. Come on, go for it.
Yeah.
It's tasty.
Brilliant. That's such an insightful point that you've just made, that enjoy your process, because it's in the process that you learn everything. And if you've done your best in the process, the outcome has to be good. And even if it is not good, you learn so much from it. So very well said, Ashwini. So what happens once you get your agents? How does it work? Agents contacting you, you getting your work. Tell me all about it, because that's something which is not commonly talked about. We, all of us, do not have people in our circles who have gone through the process. So let's use this medium to like educate the people who are listening, that how does it all work?
Yeah, we should actually share these things, how it actually works, because people have less knowledge about it. So when it comes to agents and agencies, you register with them. The very first thing I would like to say, never ever pay to an agent. Okay. For me, luckily, my acting journey started in this country. I don't know how it works in any other country. Okay. I have started my acting journey in a thorough professional way, in a thorough professional environment. So when the agencies, you register with them, you never have to pay for the registration. I never did. Because anyways, the agent is going to take their cut. They are going to take their percentage. So I don't want to spend my money. I don't want to give that hard-earned money which I'm earning for myself. in a way which is like registering for them. Yes, whatever the possible cut they have, 20%, 25%, 15%, it varies with the agency. Be vigilant with them. So never ever pay to the agencies who say, this is, if you have to be with us, this is a registration fee. It's a big no from me for that process. Then whatever criteria, your age, your appearance, what you're comfortable with, everything has been discussed. Okay. And accordingly, when you fill in the form, you give in the details, the agencies and the agents, they actually categorize you. And as the work flows in, they will send an email. Are you available for that particular date? Are you interested in this kind of character? When you say yes, then they submit you. Then they submit your name. And if the director finds that you are relevant for the character, then they will say, we would like to invite Ashwini for this character. This is the self-tape. The audition is called self-tape. So she needs to record the self-tape. With pandemic, the good part has been that we have to do the self-tape from home. There is no in-person or less in-person face-to-face auditions. So I think you are in your comfort zone and then you are submitting the self-tape. So this is the process. We also have face-to-face auditions when you pass the first level, and if the agencies or the directors say that we want to see her in person, and again, the same part, what I've done in the self-tape, I have to go through that role again. I have to present that role again. Obviously, 5, 6 people are sitting there on in front of you, and they are gauging you as a character. For them, they don't have to do anything with Ashwini. It's all about the character they have in their head. This character, does this lady fit in there? So it does make you anxious when you enter that room, when you know the cameras are facing different angle. You're just going to perform. But I think it's fun and it's beautiful experience. You should go through that. So this is what actually happens with the agencies, and you are represented by many other agencies. You are self-representing as well. I prefer going with agency because then the agencies chase the production company for payments, and I don't have to be with that hassle. And obviously, they're experienced, so they guide you. With my agents, every quarterly, I have a meeting with them. Do you have any suggestions for me? What should I do? Am I lacking something? What is the best strength you think in me? What is the best part with me? What are my flaws? So I think that open conversation is very, very crucial. For me, I do that. I'm, as I told you, I'm open for feedbacks from people because I'm here to grow and learn. I'm not here to pamper or massage my ego.
Right. Absolutely. How have you dealt with being selected for a role? What were your emotions? And similarly, how have you dealt with any rejections that may have come your way?
Okay. So first I'll answer the second part of this. How do I handle the rejections? I think after the marketing people, we actors are the ones who face maximum rejection. Maximum rejection. So this rejection, you need to understand this. And again, at the very initial stage of my career, I understood this. It's not me who has failed. It's the director's vision for that particular character. If I don't fit in there, I don't fit in there. That doesn't mean I'm a bad actor. But that doesn't mean I'm the best actor as well, just to, entertain myself or massage my ego again. There are certain things which we learn over the time. Oh, I could have played this character in this way, or this is something what they're looking for. So for any commercial, Lakshmi, there are nearly 300 people applying. And if you are the one who's getting selected, then definitely you have done something fantastic with that character. You try to play that character in something unusual way where the director thinks, oh, I'm going to select this person because she's very natural, or she's the one I'm thinking this is the character which fits in. So the process goes this way when it comes to being selected. So very first commercial which I got in 2021, my agent called and she's like, Ashwini, where are you? I said, yeah, I'm just cooking something. She said, can you just come and sit on the sofa? I said, is everything okay? Are you just removing me from the agency? She said, no, you got selected. I'm like, wow, that was the first thing. At least I got selected for a commercial. People will look me in UK and in Northern Ireland. This is a commercial. That professional set, meeting those people, again, I was excited. And my agent was, hey, you cracked it, lady. You just join now and see this is what you've done. It's there. Many times we get penciled. Penciled is like you are selected, but still you might get removed at the last moment. Then it comes heavily penciled. That means, oh, you are the one who's going. But still it's penciled. Pencil is, you can use the eraser to erase. So many times it has happened with me that I'm heavily penciled and just I get an email saying a week before that you have been released from this. It hurts. It hurts. But you don't have to take it to your heart for a long time. It's okay. Something which happens, I am a firm believer of this. Whatever happens, happens for good. It hurts me at that time. Okay, I'm a human. but I don't entertain that negative thought more than 90 seconds. So it helps me to overcome that. Rejections are definitely there. I think something, obviously, the excitement is there. The moment when you know that you're going to get paid for this work, you are being, the best part with commercials is you are visible only for some seconds on the screen. Okay. But the crowd with whom you work, they are so energetic. It's a fantastic experience to meet them. And you get paid really well with commercials. So if you see many public figures or big names, they are in commercials. Why they are in commercials? Because first of all, they have an impact on the society. And second, it's money.
Yeah. So when we come to money part, I had this question lingering on my head. You don't have to divulge any numbers there, but how is the payment of RJs? Is it good enough, or the passion drives you enough to, be happy with what you get?
I can say in this country, passion is the word for you. But radio industry is definitely a star making industry. Many Indian actors, if you see, they have been RJs. They were working on radios, Ayushman Khurrana and many other RJs. And then how he turned out to be where he is today. He's one of the finest actors we have in the industry. Radio is all about passion, Lakshmi. Okay. In this country, at least I can just talk because I'm been working here in this country. My media journey has started, major media journey started in this country. So I don't know how it works in other countries. Here it's all about passion. It's all about satisfaction. And most of the time we radio presenters, when we talk amongst ourselves, we say we are mad people because radio here is not about money. It's about the passion.
Yeah. Okay. I get you. Thanks for being very honest about it. So talk to me more about your further roles that you have landed in the last 5 years. One was your commercial, one was the movie that you spoke about. Which ones are the others that you would like to talk about?
So in total, I've done nearly 19 to 20 projects up till now. So I've worked in many Indian regional languages. I'm a Marathi girl. I've done maximum Marathi films. Then I've done Bollywood Hindi films. Then I've done some feature films. I have done some short films as lead actor, which are on YouTube. Then I have done theater. Theater is something which actually attracts me a lot. I get to learn so many things as a theater. And the process of theater is completely different. So I have done certain theater plays as lead actor. So the vicinity where you are, when you go near the theaters itself, it's something unusual. I think the actors, they feel that stage, the compact environment where you are, those curtains, everything is fascinating for me. And when the audience is in front of me, when I do certain roles, in 2024, I did a play where I played a Bangladeshi mom who's trying to save. This was more of a mom and daughter story, how the mom saves her girl and she wants to give her the best. So it was basically a roller coaster of emotions. And me, the director and the writer, we sat together. And she said, Ashwini, do you have any feedback, any variation you would like to have? I said, yeah, make her enjoy her life. I mean, she's a single mom, but let her enjoy. So we added some variations there. And towards the end of that first, it was a 1 hour play. And when the play ended, people came with tears to me. And I think that's so beautiful, Lakshmi. So my father used to call from India and he's like, how many people you've made people cry, right? With your plays. How many people were crying today? I'm like 70. Next day, 120. It's like, okay. So, but the joy of making people cry because you actually connect to that character somewhere. And me as an actor, I get to connect to these different emotions. Initially, I used to get bothered with those particular characters. I said, I don't want those characters to be me because I'm Ashwini. That was a particular character. Over the time, I learned quickly get detached from that character. But when I'm into that particular character, I'm completely into that zone. So that doesn't mean if I'm playing a psychopath, I'll be a psychopath all the time. But I have done that role, a bipolar film. I have played a bipolar character. And we filmed that. It's a short film. It's on YouTube. It's called Neetu British Passport. It's based on a real story. I played bipolar in that. We completed the film in just one day, one whole day, one single day per film. Next day, because that's not me, I play a shady person there. That's not me. The character somewhere remained in me. The next day, I had major headache. I was like the nausea feeling and everything. So I was like, no, this is not me. I have to say to this character, like, I'm done. It ended yesterday. You're not that particular character, Neetu. You're Ashwini. So, I just learned to detach myself from those characters. But especially with this play, where I played that single mom, it stayed with me because when you have a daughter, you quickly relate to that character and it stays with you. So the process has been there. But then I've done commercials. So commercials is always a fun part. It's 1 day process mostly. And theater is something I admire. Films. So I've worked in Hindi, Marathi. I've done Bhojpuri film. I've worked in Punjabi, Gujarati. I've done a Cantonese film. I've done English short films. So this has been my journey up till now. And I audition a lot. And the best part, even for an actor, is forget you're getting selected or not, but you're getting auditions every week. That is also something which actually makes you feel that you are here in the industry. You are seen, you're getting noticed.
Yes, that's wonderful. Now that you've mentioned that you've done so many languages, and some of them are Indian languages. Do you travel, or those roles are based out of UK? How does it work?
Whatever I've done up till now, Lakshmi, everything have been filmed in London. Okay. So after Mumbai, London is a major hub for Indian films. And because of some agencies I'm connected to, they represent me. When the agency gets work for you in media language in this world of acting, it's called representing. So when they represent me, I give the auditions, I get selected, and the whole process comes on. Everything, whatever I've done in UK. Only for one Marathi film because I was in Pune that time and the actor was going to film the last shot where I was needed. So they actually arranged the day that because Ashwini is here and we couldn't film it here when they were in UK, they said, Ashwini, we need you for this particular scene. We have to arrange it. And I was traveling to north of India that time. So the next day the shoot was planned the whole day. So my family came, my bestie, they came and they attended and they were like, oh my God, this is so fun filled. And because of you, we can come on a film set and we can see how it is going on. They all got emotional and that hugging and kissing and like, wow. I was like, yeah, that's fun. This is really fun part because this is completely unconventional.
Yes,
So
it is.
everything has been done here and I would love to travel. Come on. I mean, this job is going to give me opportunity to travel around the globe. I would love to. Definitely.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's so amazing. So, can you speak a little bit more about your theater journey, Ashwini? Because from what I understand, it's a very different field from being an actor in front of camera to, of course, being a radio jockey. Can you just explain and elaborate about it?
So theater journey is completely different, as you rightly said, from whatever other work I'm doing when it comes to media. Theater is all about first connecting to yourself because whatever character I'm going to play, I have to do justice to that particular character. If that character is a character, I cannot judge her. Oh, look at that, like how she can behave. I have to be. So for becoming I have to tell myself that why I'm going to this character. Whenever we start with any theater play, first couple of days, it's all about the physical workout, which we go, we do some exercises there. Then there's a mental exercise. Then there is bonding with the team. Then it's understanding the script. There is a Q&A with the director and the team. If anybody has any suggestion, what is the different ways they can portray the characters? What is director's expectation? What you think and how you can bridge it. So this is what the theater is. And then you keep on working with the script for like 3-4 days. Fifth day onwards, then you have to be off script. And then there the journey starts. Many a times actors, many a times, what I can say every time a person who gets into a theater play, so excited, but that learning part of the script, why did I get here? It always comes because I have to learn the script. But it's such an amazing journey because you become a student again, you start learning, you start understanding the character. Some directors are okay that you can change the wordings, but whatever has been written by the director, it makes sense. So you have to learn the script by. You cannot play with the words, okay? You cannot be improv until and unless it's required. So all these things, they are such a different part of the world when you come to theater. And I love that journey, that those challenges.
Brilliant. What I want to know is how are the actors who are purely theater and the actors who are purely in front of camera, how are they different?
With theater, because I said the way they deliver the dialogues, it's different because you have to reach till the back row of the audience. With camera, camera plays with your face, especially with your eyes. In theater, your voice plays. In camera, when it comes in front of the camera, it's your eyes. Your eyes depict what you are trying to say. You can fake it with your face, but your eyes are going to give the real you. So camera, it picks up nuances like how if your cheek is moving, if your lips are moving towards the right or the left. It cannot be done in the theater. Theater is all about the variation of voice. Am I shouting? Am I delivering? Am I making you understand the emotion? So there's the difference. And retake. Main is the retakes. In theater, there is no retake. You get the feedback instantly, this or this from the theater, from the audience. In film, you don't even know how it's going to by received by the audiences in the film.
That's brilliant. How does the preparation of theater look like? Like, not for the play, when you are gearing up to be a theater actor. One thing that you mentioned in one of your answers is, you speak from belly so that you can deliver the dialogue and not shout it out. What other things, emoting, what other things are you learning? Voice modulation. If you can, sum it up for any listener, they would probably work on themselves before even approaching. And what is the way to be a theater actor?
It's again about the knowledge. It's about the reading. How you know what theater play is all about, because it's based on those 5 or 6 categories. Actually, it's love, hate, politics, all those 5 or 6 categories which are given by the Shakespeare, and we all keep on playing there the same way what we have been doing over the decades. Let it be any country. So you need to understand that first. Okay, there are different emotional categories. You relate to them, you understand what it's trying to say, because if you don't understand, you won't be able to deliver that emotionally. So emotionally understanding yourself, which is I'm coming again and again, because until unless you're clear with yourself, you cannot portray things properly. And when it comes to theater, be ready. You're going to meet some very, very particular and disciplined directors, because theater for them is not their bread and butter, it's their passion, it's their ikigai. So they might sound eccentric at times, they might sound very particular, but they have a vision why they are doing this. So whenever and wherever you go with a vision why you want to do this. If your why is answered, then you're sorted.
If you have to paint a perfect picture of your media canvas, what would it look like?
It's a beautiful poster where it has all the shades along with the black and gray, but the rainbow as well with my ikigai, especially with the colors, most of the colors. It's there. I cannot deny. It will depict of all the shades and the ups and downs and the journey you are being through media. Okay. Because when you get the work, you're happy. You know you have achieved it. Okay, done. What after that? Okay, another assignment. What after that? Then the empty patch. There's no work. How do you deal with that empty patch? That's the gray and black color in that whole poster or the painting which you have. Those empty patches, dealing with those empty patches is very, very crucial when it comes to media. When you have no work, as I said, no work is more work. What does a painting depict is it will have all the colors, but you cannot ignore the black and the gray color which will come there, because you as a person are also black and gray. And the best part with my media, something a little bit off track from the painting, is I always believe we actors are blessed in a manner like every human has a dark side. You, me, our partners, our family, everybody, our friends. For us actors, by playing those characters or the villainous characters, we let go the negative energy. What are the other humans doing? That is always my question. Where do you let that dark side of your let go? How do you deal with that? And that's the reason I always feel blessed as an actor or a media personality, that I have so many different mediums to depict all the emotions which I have, also the dark side of me. And I love to do that.
Such a thoughtful, thought-provoking thing. Yeah, I'm not a media person, so I'm sat here thinking that how do I let go of whatever darkness I have in me? And it would be not right to say that I don't have. Everyone has a dark side. Yes. So yeah, I mean that's something that will live with me to figure out for sure. Thank you for sharing that.
Like,
So Ashwini, is there anyone or any person that you think has really inspired you, or given you the hand holding or the help that was needed when you entered theater?
I would definitely love to talk about my mentor, my theater mentor, my acting mentor, Riz Kabir. He's a father figure to me. He is my mentor. He's my best buddy. He's my friend, and somebody who has actually made me aware of what acting is all about. So somebody introduced me to Riz Kabir online, saying, Riz Kabir has his own theater company, talent theater company, and he's a versatile and fantastic actor and an amazing human being. So I used to message him on Messenger on Facebook, sir, I would like to join your theater company. Is there any way I want to learn theater? because I'm not a trained theater. So he was like, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I said, even if you have the job of sweeping your theater company, I'll come and do that. Please let me in. I just want to be a part of your theater. He was observing all my work, the monologues, what I've done. And after a year, he said, I will start the training with you. And we started with Zoom calls. And then he introduced me to what Shakespeare is all about. What does Shakespearean play do? What is the culture here in this country? Because I come from India, I don't know how it works. He introduced me to so many mannerisms also as a human. And the best part with Rez, I feel, and I'm amazed, like how a male personality's feminine side is that open to talk about the female feelings which I have, which I can talk to him about, and I'm not being judged. There's no veil between me and him when I'm talking, because I can be seen and heard by him. So I appreciate when men are emotionally available to understand you, to see you, to hear you, and to help you to grow as a human being. The best part with my mentor, and I always owe my acting field to him, I say that I'm blessed to have him. And he said, when the student is ready, the guru appears. And we can talk about anything and everything for hours. The best part is, like, we catch up every 2 months on a call, or we meet outside for a coffee or at National Theatre, and then we sit together, we talk about books, what's happening in their life. And the best part, you remember, Lakshmi, we met at an event where the storyteller was talking about if you're blessed with a mentor. I had tears in my eyes because I remembered Rez, I remembered my radio mentor, I remembered so many other people in my life who are mentoring me in every manner. And that's the reason I say I'm a blessed child, I'm the chosen one. So he has always been there. My family has always been there, but sometimes you need a guru who is particularly educated in that particular field. So I tell this to many people, like back in India, we say ki your parents are your God. They are your God. They are your mentor, but they have limitations, right? So in your particular field, please get a mentor if you can, because your mentor can make you somebody you never thought of who you can be. Yeah. So I would definitely love to say thank you to Rez a lot, because he keeps on nudging me for so many points regarding writing as well. He keeps on nudging me, right? Please, come on, what are you doing? You need to write your book. I mean, there's so many things he keeps on nudging me, pushing me, and asking me, checking me. What's happening in your life now? Tell me, is there something we need to talk? Are you struggling with something? It's a blessing.
It's a
Have a
blessing
mentor.
for sure. You're blessed to have him in your life as your mentor, and I can see if someone's so interested and vested in you and your skills and your talent, you as a person, that definitely takes you forward. So that's thank you for sharing. How did writing happen? You mentioned that you write a lot as well. How did writing happen?
It started with shairi. Shairi is just, it's zipped form of emotions for me. I say it's zipped form of emotions. It just, you have to express the whole emotion within those 4 lines. It was more of rhyming words for me initially. I started thinking, I used to wonder how people write, but then let me try. Then after that, poems started. And I was like, wow, this is something I can do. And I was like, if I can speak on the radio shows where people connect to that, I can write as well. So whatever I was speaking on my radio shows, I started writing those blogs or those articles. And then the observation is there a lot when it comes to being an actor. The key is observe how people talk, how they look, how confident they are, what's their body language, everything. It's just an observation. I'm quite a talkative person. People think that I don't observe, but when we sit and talk, and when I point out the observations for that particular person, they're like, wow, when did this happen? I said, it came over the time. Observation is very important. Okay. Reading a lot, tongue twisters, articulation, monologues. How will you show your craft, Lakshmi? Monologues. For me, as I said, when somebody says, I want to become an actor, the first question is, are you doing any monologues? Show me, I will follow your page. No, I don't. I'm like, this is a serious job, buddy. Acting is not easy. First of all, it's unconventional. You're going to play with your emotions. You're going to devote your time. You don't even know when you're going to get your first chance. You have to be resilient. The resilience has to be there. The discipline, everything is there. But the patience plays a major, major key here. You have to be very patient. For me, 2022 was the most busiest year. Then it has gone slow, 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 slow. So you have to be mentally ready, because you are the one who chose it. I've done my master's in computer management. I can be in any IT company today, but my camera attracts me. Every night I get a sound sleep because I'm doing something which makes me happy. It's not consistent, but whenever it comes with something good. So that is the process with actor. You have to start observing a lot and then you observe. So you speak and you speak and you start writing. So the writing started there. And now over the time, I've started writing blogs about the thoughts which I have. And then I post it about whatever articles I'm writing. Thought provoking. They are thought provoking, definitely. People connect to them. And they said, we never thought about it. But now that we have read this, we will think over it.
It's wonderful. And I can see that all these three aspects of your personality work with each other. So my question here is, does the acting that you have done in last 5-6 years, has it helped you in your radio work as well as a presenter?
It does. It does. I've done many documentaries as well. So I've done thriller, murder documentaries. In some of the documentaries, you don't have to talk. You just have to enact. So I've done some of the big channels here. I've done documentaries for them. So again, meeting people, connecting people. At times, you meet a character which stays with you. Character as in a person, as in a human. So when we talk on the radio shows, so like suppose today we are having this podcast. So tonight when I go on my show, I will talk about you. That I met this fantastic, lovely Lakshmi today. We had a podcast, and then there were so many questions I never thought that Lakshmi is going to ask me, and that made me think, oh wow, this can be asked as well. So now it just happens that yes,
Yeah.
I do take things from my day-to-day life to my radio shows. I talk about it because if I can get those questions, even the other person can get those questions. They are experiencing the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In your journey of the 3-4 things that you've spoken about, acting, radio, RJ, theater work, movies, writing, all of this, what has been your most challenging and what has taught you the most? Or is it a mix of everything?
It is a mix of everything. One of the major things which makes me enjoy a lot is anchoring. अब आई एम born in इंदौर तो मैं खुद को मध्य प्रदेश वाली भी बोलती हूँ फिर मैं महाराष्ट्र से हूँ मैं महाराष्ट्र वाली भी बोलती हूँ So I anchor a lot. I take right from private shows or private events, from birthday parties to anniversaries to festivals to the ministry events which are happening here in Parliament. The musical shows. And when I go for these private events where I anchor these birthdays and anniversaries, so I design, it's a bespoke event for me. I design the show accordingly. And at times when you meet people, people are not enthusiastic because for any event, like suppose if you are celebrating your anniversary, your friends will come with a mindset, oh, we're just going to Lakshmi's anniversary. It's going to be food. The men are going to sit in one group. The females are going to sit in one group. And we're back after the fun. But when it comes to uh, anchor like me, I will take it particular. Even the youngest child of 3 or 4 years will get included in that. And that inclusion and that every person matters as an identity. This is something I learned through my anchoring, Lakshmi. How many, you name whatever number of people are there in that event, I will include each and every person in that event. And that makes that person feel seen and heard. We all are here to be seen and heard, to be liked as a person, as an identity. So I pay attention right from that 3.5-year-old to somebody who's 80-year-old, and I include everybody. So being more inclusive is something which has taught me with my anchoring stuff and RJ writing, then acting. It has shown me different aspects of me as a person. But something more interesting is the modeling, which we forgot to talk about in the beginning. Model as well. I do modeling. That is something very unique for me.
Okay, let's talk about that. How did it happen? Did it happen through your acting work or did it happen on a separate track?
It did happen to my acting work. So I was doing this film called Bada Pav. It's a Marathi film. The costume designer there, Neetu, she was there. And I just expressed this. I said, I love the way people do that ramp walk, the confidence, the personality which they show. And I asked her, do you think I can do that? Because I was a bit on heavier side that time. And I said, I'm not a slim person. I'm a fit person, but I'm not a slim person. Somebody who's in 40s. Can that person become an immortal? And we had a quite educative talk again there. Neetu, she just sat with me, said, Ashwini, this is what is all about. It's all about the personality. Now, where I come from, that small town, the Ashwini in me, because I was on the darker side, much on the darker side during my childhood. And I came from an area where it was more of orthodox things being talking about the girls. Like, she's on the darker side who's going to marry her. So she just, Neetu connected me to somebody in London Fashion Week. And she said, send your profile there. If they select you, it's everything like you and them then. And I was like, that's fun. So I got connected to certain people. I sent my profile. It was like a small interview, they said. And they said, why do you want to work there? I said, I want to represent the middle-aged, brown-skinned females. And I want to represent the child in me who was always very conscious about her dark skin. I want to take her to that ramp and I want to walk with her. And they said, you're on board. So there I did in 2023, I did my London fashion walk. When I did my first walk, I got a bit emotional when I was about to start my walk. Like, hey, come on. This is your first walk and that to London Fashion Week. Congratulations. And I just smashed it. I did my walk. So thereafter,
Wow.
the modeling journey has also started from there. It's all about what your intent is, Lakshmi, in life. It's not about proving to the world. It's all about yourself. This is what I've learned.
That's brilliant, Ashwini. It would be an inspiration to so many women. The way you talk, what I can see is your whys are very clear. Why you want to do it, or even if the why is not clear, sometimes your interest and curiosity to do that particular work and see and explore how it will pan out has always made you take the first step, and that I think is the hardest step to take. And you have done it in so many aspects of life, like media. I just, the list is in front of me and I'm like, okay, this everything Ashwini is trying to do, and she's doing it. And of course there are so many times that you mentioned that there has been rejections, you've been hurt, you've overcome it, and then again you have dealt with the emotions and move forward. It's going to be an inspiration to many middle-aged women, like you've said, to pursue whatever they want to do and do it with a lot of zeal and positive energy. It's wonderful. But it's not the end. I have some reflection questions to ask you to reflect over your journey. If I have to ask you or your 20-year-old self, if you would like to walk the same path or change anything.
My 20-year-old, I would tell her, don't bother about people and don't wait for validation from others. This is what my 20-year-old did because she always heard it from her elder ones that if you're good, people will tell you. But then over the time, I've learned that does it really matter that who's going to tell me like what I am? I have to believe in myself. This is what something I would have told my 20-year-old. Don't bother for the validation. Don't wait for their validation. You're amazing.
Right. With wearing so many hats, how does your week look like? How do you manage time? How do you manage family? How do you manage everything around you?
First of all, starting with family, Lakshmi, I've already given my time to my family a lot. I've been homemaker for a good 13, 14 years of my life. So I've raised my kids, I've made memories with them. Now they're grown-ups, they have their own journeys. I tell them that if you need me, I'm always there. Yes, I had my motherhood journey where my kids are growing up and that they don't need me anymore. The emptiness, it did hurt me initially. But by God's grace, because I got so focused with my career over the time, that it didn't stretch for a longer time. That was a journey. Then it's all about I am in a showbiz business. I have to keep myself fit. So my gym is very, very regular stuff. I'm very particular with going to my gym and work out. Then I go out for a walk with my dog. I have my meditation routines a lot. I have my breathing exercises. I am using various tools to keep my mind calm. One of them is called EFT technique, which is called the tapping technique. Tapping technique is used where you don't let the negative emotion get accumulated in your brain and negatively impact you. So I do follow these practices. Morning 1 hour is like completely I'm into that. Because I'm a freelancer, I don't have work every day. Now that I'm doing the shows regularly for some few months, I'll be doing it. Yes, it will be busy time. But when it comes to media, especially acting work, no work is more work. So it's all about preparation. I have list of things where I know these are my weaknesses, not flaws, my weaknesses. And if I work on them, my opportunities will grow. So I keep on looking for whatever the best in me is, what opportunities I can create for myself. And obviously, networking is there, getting connected, reading a lot, writing, understanding character. As I told you, when I don't have much work, it's all about me, books, one corner of the sofa, writing, sometimes on the table. That it goes that way. Whenever I'm being lazy, which happens very rarely with me, an unproductive day. So my friends will say, it's okay to be unproductive one day. Why do you have to be productive every day of your life? I'm like, okay, I should give that discount to myself. It is busy at times. With no work, it becomes more busy for me.
Brilliant. There was a phase in my life where I had just quit my last job and I was gearing up to start my podcasting journey. And I wasn't wanting to do much work because there was, 20 years of work that I have done and I wanted to relax. And then I came across a movie. I'm forgetting the name, probably something to do with Nonna, Italian based English movie,
Mhm.
wherein there was this concept of dolce far niente. I don't know how to pronounce it right, but
Mhm.
it means the love of doing nothing or the feeling of doing nothing. And sometimes it is required, I think.
Yes, it is
Sometimes
needed. That
definitely required.
rightly said. That
Yeah.
pause is needed. That pause is
Yes.
actually needed.
Yeah.
You just need to, in Hindi, we say thera, that
Thera.
pause, because you need to reflect what you're doing, where you're heading to, why you're doing it. That why, that W is so crucial in your life to understand that why we are doing this. So it's brilliant for that pause as well.
Yes, absolutely. So, what do you think is the most essential skill of being an RJ, being an actor, being a theater actor? If there are three different skills or more than that, if there's a common skill, just elaborate.
Being yourself, first of all. Don't fake, okay? Because when once we try to fake things, you're not being original and it will come in front of the public very soon. And then you have to pay it, okay? And that's, you have to pay in sense like people get to know that part of your personality, which you're trying to hide over the years. And being real every time is very, very crucial in every way of your life. That
Right.
is the most crucial part, I believe. Yeah, as I said, it's all about being yourself. And once you know your flaws or your weaknesses, just work on that. You come to know that this is something I'm missing, which I need to work. First, when I did my first theater play, the very first theater play, it was a research and development play. It was an experimental play. I'm not a theater artist. That was my first theater play. Acting went well. My character was appreciated. I realized that my voice, I was talking from here. It has to be from my tummy. It shouldn't come out as if I'm shouting my dialogues. I'm delivering my dialogues because the person who's sitting on the back seat there at the last row, that person should be able to hear me clearly. That is something I'm still working on myself because the variety it comes, see with RJ, that mic is like hardly 4 fingers away. So here is the mic. Okay. I speak at just this distance, these 4 fingers from my mic. I have to speak softly because the mic is there. With theater, I have to speak loudly, but it has to come from my tummy. The variation it goes. So this happened with the Bollywood film Operations Mayfair. I was doing this theater play and we had a weekend break in between. And the agent calls and says, Ashwini, one of the characters who's going to play the aunt of the victim, she's not here. Can you just cover up for her? I was like, I have a break of 2 days. Okay, I'll do it. I went on Saturday for that shoot. It was a 2 day shoot for me. And when it came to my dialogues, I was actually shouting. And the director, Sudipto, came to me. He said, Ashwini, I know currently you're doing a theater play, but the mic is already here in your t-shirt inside. I'm like, I'm so sorry. The variation, what I do, Lakshmi, is like, I have to remind myself, where are you, darling? Where are you actually now? So so initially, there were a couple of takes because obviously I was in my theater zone.
All right.
Everything was going good. They said, softly, actually, softly. They were being patient with me. I said, thank you. And they understood. Obviously, they come from the same fraternity. They understand what acting means. And they were very sweet. And obviously, the third take was okay because I understood the mic is here. So, yeah, those challenges actually happen if you're trying to do two opposite kind of work when it comes to media.
Okay. So, one book that you think is something that has always inspired you, or that you would recommend to a listener?
Autobiographies inspire me a lot. As I told you, I wasn't a reader. I started with the autobiography of Anupam Kher. I wanted to start with something which will actually keep me glued to that particular book. And being into acting and attracted towards the actors, I said, why not to start with this? So that was my first autobiography, then Priyanka Chopra's autobiography. And after that, I got much into self-help books with the spirituality journey. So the choice, I have never been into novels. I should do that, Lakshmi. Actually, I should go. I have just read Chetan Bhagat. Apart from that, it's all about the self-help books because they fascinate me so much that as humans, there are so many things for us to learn and work on.
I am not much into self help books. I read a lot of autobiographies and a lot of fiction, but I do not read many. I have read a few, but not many self help. I have to start that.
Mhm.
So, any recommendation there?
As of now, I'm reading this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I've read The Secret, The Alchemist, Think Like a Monk. There's so many books. The Power of Letting Go. You should read that if you have not read that. The Power of Subconscious Mind. As I told you, I am working on myself a lot. I want to understand me as a human. Nobody understands. It's a big journey. We won't understand till end what we are. But if
Right.
it's helping you, why not?
Right. Absolutely. One skill that you think any professional who's aspiring to be in your shoes should have?
Is it as in media?
Yes, media.
Media is all about your personality. So personality comes in the way you talk, walk, express, you look, your knowledge, you speak.
Okay.
It's personality. So personality,
Awesome.
whatever personality includes, that's you in media.
Wonderful. Your career in one word.
Satisfied.
It definitely looks the way, because the way you talk about your career, the way you've conduct yourself on social media, the way you've interacted today, it all shows that. It really reflects that. One moment in your career that you'll never forget.
The payment which I received for radio, and I was like, wow. And that wow was in a shattering way.
Okay.
For the work, level of work I did, and whatever I got paid for that. That one moment was definitely shattering for me.
Okay. Okay. And any positive moments that has remained with you?
Well, loads. As I told you, every day is such a positive moment for me. When it comes to radio, yes, my mother is no more. We lost her in 2017 due to cancer. But when I became an RJ, I used to live in Pune. So the whole society knows me as an RJ there. So my mother used to, whomsoever she met, she used to say, Ashu RJ Bani. My daughter is an RJ today. So I think that happiness which I gave to my mother by becoming a radio presenter, because she has been listening to Vivid Bharati, the Indian radio station, a lot. I grew up listening to that radio, and her own daughter is a radio presenter. The daughter in me was very happy to give that happiness to my mother. I think that is something I can say, that identity this city gave me as a radio presenter. It's fabulous.
Brilliant. And sorry to hear about your mother, but whatever we do, somewhere it is always for our parents. And the happiness that brings to them because of our work is definitely the most
Yeah.
fulfilling aspect.
Yeah.
What is the most misunderstood part of your media career?
We all hail from India, and something which we have heard over the years was about the casting couch when it comes to acting. For me, as I told you, because I've started working in this country, I don't know how it works. But now that I'm connected to many Indian actors, it works the same professional way over the years now. It has changed within this whole decade, that there are agencies, there are professional agencies. The way it works in London, similarly, it's working back in India now. It's no more about the references. So this was most misunderstood. And as I told you, because I work here and many people whom I got connected through my work back in India, it's all about, again, the hard work you put in. It's not about listening to certain stories. See, every field has its negatives and positives. Let it be any field. Let it be any field. We humans tend to focus more on something that is negative. Why don't we focus on something that is good? And those are the choices which people make. Nobody forces them. So it's all about the choices a person makes,
Yeah.
and that's the individual take for that. So that is one thing I believe the concept which people have about when it comes to acting is you don't get your work on the basis of your caliber. It's all about caliber, darling.
Wonderfully put, because that takes away a lot of fog around this whole industry. Belief system. Maybe it was at some point when things were not that great. Speaking to people like you, it clears most of the air that it is not what we hear about. It is the positive side. How are they becoming so big, doing well? It just cannot be about, this particular misconception. There's so much more to it. Absolutely. So I have so many questions to you, Ashwini, today. I'll end it with one last question. What is your guilty pleasure after a long day at work?
It's something sweet to eat and sit with my dog and play with him.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Ashwini. I had the pleasure of talking to you, talking to your journey. It was eye opening in many ways. This is a field, like I said in the beginning, I haven't interacted with many people in this field. And it really is a beautiful field to be in. It's satisfying. It's also what I've learned today is it brings you closer to your own emotions to a great extent, because to reflect emotions, you need to be in touch with your own emotions as well. So thank you so much for expressing everything, sharing everything with us with so much detail, giving us your time. And
Before leaving, thank you, Lakshmi, for having me on this podcast. I really enjoyed talking a lot. Now we have been talking on different subjects. I just want to say this to you and to all other women. Please don't give up on your dream. If you have something in your mind, if you want to become that, you tell the universe, okay? You tell the place, you tell this Vastu, you tell the people around you that this is what you want to do. Because until unless you are vocal about things, how would people know? If you tell people now that you've told me you are interested into acting, I'm going to pull you there. I will be pulling you in different events where we can collaborate together. We can work together next week. I think it's
I'll
all
bring it.
about being women for other women and let's work together. Let's give
Yes.
back to society. Don't be
Yes.
selfish and just benefiting yourself. Bring along other females who wanted to do something. Never ever give up on your dreams. Be vocal, be yourself, and please stop waiting for validations from people around you. Are they that sorted? You need to ask this. On that note, I want to say thank you to all the viewers. Thank you, Lakshmi. It's a pleasure, and we'll definitely connect again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ashwini. Well, that was Ashwini's story, which reminds us that careers are rarely built through a single breakthrough moment. They are built through consistency, resilience, learning, and the courage to keep showing up even when the outcome is uncertain. Whether it was completing the Monologues journey, navigating rejections, finding mentors, or pursuing multiple creative passions, one message stood out clearly. Stop waiting for validation and start taking the first step. No matter which profession you choose, enjoying the process, staying open to learning, and believing in your potential can take you further than you can imagine. If you found this conversation valuable, please share it with a student, parent, friend, or anyone exploring their future path. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss future conversations and help make career decisions a little clearer. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep unblurring your path.